As Uganda continues to grapple with inflation at 6.8%, experts cite several cases such as the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, among other issues. The price of gas in Uganda ranges from 6,000 to 10,000 shillings in some parts of the country, and prices of essential commodities such as soap, cooking oil and food have also significantly increased, which has affected release of funds as budgeted for in planning. While addressing journalists today at the headquarters of the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Secretary to the Treasury, Ramathan Ggoobi, announced the release of the first quarter of the Just Read National Budget of financial year 2022-2023. According to the ministry, 4.676 trillion shillings have been released in the first quarter, excluding date. The ministry today has made allocations as follows: 1.6 trillion released for payment of wages, pension and gratuity, 1.8 trillion released for non-wage payment out of 3.4 trillion allocated in the budget for quarter 1. 1.5 trillion released for development out of 2.3 trillion allocated for in the budget for quarter 1, and 662 billion for arrears as fully budgeted for in this quarter.
So nobody in Uganda should not get their wage or pension or gratuity. It's fully provided for.
Funds today have also been released to different government agencies as follows. Security agencies, SO and ESO, have been allocated 721 billion shillings, the judiciary 47.6 billion shillings, Parliament of Uganda 175 billion shillings, health institutions 160 billion shillings, local government 96 billion shillings, public universities 98 billion shillings, and agricultural institutions 13 billion shillings.
We have not made a release for capital expenditure as it had been prioritized in quarter 1, and we are going to prioritize it in quarter 2.
Ramathan Ggoobi says funds have been cut from various areas as budgeted to limit expenditure to curb the growing inflation and hence solve the high commodity prices. He adds Bank of Uganda has consequently increased the interest rate to discourage unproductive borrowing.
I want to tell you we are fully aligned and coordinated with the Bank of Uganda to ensure that the level of liquidity out there is managed to reduce the rate at which prices of goods and services has been rising. When you have inflation, the best way to fight it is not by having people getting more money to buy goods which are not there.
Ggoobi has warned government ministries and agencies ready to ask for supplementary budgets to stand down.
I've opened a small space in my office where I keep these letters. So please, accounting officer, wherever you are, don't waste paper and ink typing supplementary requests. I will not process them, except those I've mentioned, which were actually anticipated by the law.
A lot of government projects experience delays. Ggoobi has urged agencies to complete projects within the timeline according to the budget, since funds have been released on time.
Timely project execution. There is no more room for project extensions. Projects should perform according to the timelines and the budget, within the budget.
Accounting officers in government agencies and ministries have been urged to prioritize pay of wages before 28th of every month and to pay service providers as budgeted for. Adams Mayambala, CTV, PM Edition.